Welcome back to GloryHunter. We hopefully will take a step closer to 3 trophies over the next couple of episodes. We have, of course, the Premier League that we're doing very well in. Currently sit 5 points clear at the top with a game in hand. The Champions League, where we have AC Milan, the first leg of which in the quarterfinals we will play today. And then the FA Cup semi-final will come against Lincoln in tomorrow's episode. But today, 3 massive games. Arsenal away in the Premier League, which is huge. Then Liverpool at home in the Premier League, which is huge. Then AC Milan away in the Champions League, which guess what? So we will play those 3 today. Tomorrow will be Leeds, Milan, Burnley, Manchester United and Lincoln. I am sorely tempted to simulate the FA Cup semi-final against Lincoln because of the nature of the fixture list. But I'm not sure if I can bring myself to simulate an FA Cup semi-final, especially when Lincoln have already knocked out Manchester United from the FA Cup. So, it is currently one I'm not sure how I'm going to handle. One thing that we know for sure, though, is today is very straightforward. 3 games in a row, Arsenal, Liverpool, AC Milan. So we'll start by heading down from the Etihad to the Emirates, and we'll go and take them on. Pedri is back in the starting lineup. Praise the Lord. We are back at full strength. Nazevic has been very good in his time that he's spent here since we brought him in January and has filled that role excellently. However, we have noticed that we've been slightly worse without Pedri. That hasn't shown in our overall form, which is great. But hopefully, we can now see an uptick in that already pretty good form to take us to the next level and ensure we win the Premier League. And we do the treble this year with the Champions League and the FA Cup as well, having, of course, unfortunately lost the Carabao Cup final earlier on this season. Right, let's play ball! Drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on this or anything else to come in the future. And, well, I'm just going to go down to London and go and give Arsenal a battering. This is the hotly anticipated fixture in real life. Let's see how it pans out in virtual life. As we say, this is one of the most hotly anticipated fixtures upcoming in the Premier League in real life after, of course, Arsenal played Manchester United most recently at the Emirates. And what a game of football that was, by the way. Let me start here before we move any further on by saying thank you to George for joining the Patreon. Very much appreciated, my friend, especially at the level that you did. Thank you very much indeed. Check your Patreon messages if you're watching this video. I have sent you one and would like your reply to it, please. You may, by the time you see this, have already seen it and replied. So if you have, thanks. Right, moving on. Meslier in goal for Arsenal. Jorge Sanchez at right back. Todibo, Inacio and Miranda. The back 4 is the same. The midfield is not. Yeremy Pino on the right. Vencedor and new signing Quadio Manu Kone at centre mid. On the left, they've sold Marquinhos now to West Ham, so Dwight McNeil is now their starting left-sided midfielder. Martin Odegaard is still at cam, and Oyan Sunset is still there at striker, although they have... in fact, Sunset's the new signing, isn't it? Because they were playing Enrique Araujo up top. They do have Brian Brobby as well at 85 rated, but he's currently injured and unavailable. Arsenal chasing a European spot in this division this season. A little bit less so than they are IRL. We're doing what Arsenal are doing in real life so far this year in this save here with Manchester City, and I'd very much like that to continue, if you don't mind. Looking for Foden, get that back to Zaniolo, and failed to do so. Manu Kone into Vencedor, and Sunset. Bremer intercepts it, they've won it back. Ederson makes a ridiculous save. How he's kept that out from such close range and shown such incredible reactions is beyond me. Although, that's the sort of thing he used to do against me when we played against City as another club. So, it's nice to see that level of competence from him because he has shown a level of incompetence so far at times this season. Odegaard, Miranda, Ederson makes the save again, this time from a tight angle as you would have expected him to. We'll just nod this down and keep it as a team. Camavinga is found and will spread the ball. That's not the best of passes to your teammate, is it? And that one goes in. What's that from Camavinga then? He's kicked it straight to the Arsenal man. Sometimes I wonder what else I can do differently. I've tried to play that 2 feet to the man across from me here. And look! There's 10 yards between the angle you need from one player and the angle you need for the other. And somehow he's kicked it straight to the Arsenal man. It's like they play the passes without actually factoring in where the opposition are in relation to the trajectory of that pass. That was laughable from Eduardo Camavinga, and now we have a task on our hands to try and get ourselves back in this game. Can Zaniolo help us do that? Not on this occasion, but Jean-Claire Todibo could only concede a corner. That sort of stuff is infuriating, because that is entirely out of your control as a user. I have played that pass to feet from one man to the next, and Eduardo Camavinga has short passing of 99 with the boosts. He literally has perfect passing. I'd like to disagree. Up we go. Pedri's won that very well. Foden has sold the defender as well. Zaniolo's got some space here, and here's Pedri, and he's been known to score the odd worldie like that! My God, it's good to have Pedri back in the starting 11. Isn't it just? 1-1! That's how you respond. Screw you, game. Try and ruin my title challenge, will ya? I've got something to say about that. Oh, Bellini's intercepted that well, but can't find a teammate. Just bounced super heavily off his foot. Now San sets in behind, and I can't catch him with my defence, but thankfully he's taken the shot early. And Ederson's able to read the angle and get a hand to it. Yeremy Pino with the corner for the Gunners. It's a good header by Ødegaard. Keeper left it as he knew it was going wide. Arsenal will not go in front for a second time. Zaniolo, we might be able to slot early into that gap and then drop the shoulder to get it on his left. He shifted it well. Has he got the angle? He does. Bellini can't find possession as it drops there. The referee might blow his whistle soon, and he will do now. 1-1 at the break. And I'm not necessarily having the best of starts to the second half either, but at least we've won that back. Zaniolo can't get there to close down Jorge Sanchez in time, and Camavinga can't close down Kone. And Dwight McNeil, of all people, is going to slam that into the top left corner. Second string at Arsenal whilst Marquinhos was here. Proving that he was good enough for the starting 11 all along, Dwight McNeil. That's a very good finish. Nice through ball as well from Kone, who's a particularly impressive midfielder as well. Balls. Free kick for Arsenal. Very much in range for Martin Ødegaard. It is quite a way out, but certainly close enough to maybe have a go, which he will do. But he won't score. Ederson holds on well. Now, can we catch him on some sort of counter? No, there's one of only really one man sat forward there, and that was Phil Foden, and he wasn't really going to be tearing up their back line. Elling, on the other hand, absolutely can. Now, can I find a teammate with a pass here? No. Win this, Bellini. Well up, son. Joao Cancelo brings it down. I don't know what I've got to do to get an accurate pass today. Maybe you can tell me, because something is not working for me. How straightforward should that have been? It's literally stood next to the guy. Sunset in the box. Arsenal look dangerous. If they get another goal from me getting screwed over with passing, I will be annoyed. But thankfully, there's an offside in there. We've not lost in the league for a while, I think. I can't recall losing a game in the league since that one against Newcastle at the end of October. I might be mistaken, and I'd have to check the fixture list to find out for sure. But I think we're on a hell of an unbeaten run in the Premier League this season. Bellini's in here. I'm going to change my direction of my run. He's trying to skip past the man. Zaniolo's there. Brilliant save by Meslier. Thought I'd keep it low, and he shouldn't be able to get down to it. I was mistaken. That's an excellent stop. Bellini will take this corner. Haaland had a header saved earlier on. He's had a header go wide now. 18 minutes to go. I'm going to make some changes, I think, because whatever we're doing here at the moment isn't working. Nice. Lift it. Erling. No! Camavinga needs to challenge for this, and he's not. Can the Javis get to that? He can. Pedri. Erling. No! Meslier again. He can't quite believe it. Ødegaard with the delivery. Away, please. Get to it, Pedri. Oh, lovely touch by Kone. Nice interception. Can Bellini get to that? He can't, but it'll fall for me, and we'll poke that for Joao Cancelo. And he's going to accelerate away, and there inside is Pedri. And making that run is Erling. We'll go to Bellini first because he's in more space. Then we'll look for Erling. Pedri's going to make the run around the corner. Pedri's in. Pedri's on. Pedri scores is how I wanted to end that sentence. Pedri misses, and in the 90th minute, I think that's it for us. It's going to be defeat at the Emirates. Arsenal getting a bit of payback for us, knocking them out of the Carabao Cup. I didn't fancy Erling over the top then. Cancelo, I fancy Erling through the middle now, though. The fans are calling for the final whistle, but it's not going to come yet. Run, please. Wow. I'll try and pull this back. Pedri's there. What are you doing? What's he doing there, then? I am going to pull my hair out. I'm going increasingly greyer and greyer. I tried to turn so I could... I tried to turn so I could play the ball back inside, and he's just run off. Oh, man. I feel hard done by in that game. Don't know whether you can tell. Liverpool win 3-1. Chelsea are able to recover against Burnley to get themselves a point. I hope that wasn't our game in hand. It may well have been. And we have, of course, a game against Manchester United yet to play this season. So the gap at the top will stay at 5 unless they've closed the gap over this particular matchday weekend. I think that might have been our game in hand. We'll wait and see and have a look at the league table. It's Liverpool next. We will be able to see, and it was indeed our game in hand. So, annoyingly, the gap remains at 5, meaning if we lose to Manchester United tomorrow, we are in considerable trouble of being caught. 5 points the gap. Liverpool 5 points behind as well, having played a game more, however. Now we've got to play them. I cannot afford to lose 2 in a row. The last time we lost in the league, I'm sure, was that Newcastle game. Yeah, it was. Last time we lost in the league was Newcastle back in October. Let's not have, dare I say it, an Arsenal-esque, considering they're the ones that beat us, wobble at the end of the season. Let's go and beat Liverpool now. Liverpool then in their 4-3-3 with Alisson, Trent, Konate and Mancini alongside Marcus Holmgren Pedersen. Varela at CDM with Fabian Ruiz and Frenkie de Jong. Rodrigo on the right, Luis Diaz on the left and Diogo Jota up top. They do have Cali Muendo to call upon off the bench. Fran Beltran, who was one of the plethora of CDMs that Crystal Palace had that they picked up in the most recent window. Brennan Johnson is at Liverpool now at 84 rated. They also have a couple of 85s in Pabega and Tomiyasu. So they've definitely got quality in depth to call upon. A couple of changes for me, purely because of stamina and the AC Milan first leg coming up. Fatawu gets the nod up top. De Bruyne at centre mid and Lenormand in defence. Truffert continues at left back as we continually miss Pedro Porro. Not sure how long we've got until we get him back at this stage of the season. Luis Diaz will be a thorn in my side. That is very nearly an excellent ball. When I say I feel robbed today, I thought I was only on about the Arsenal game. What's that then? There are no words that I can use that will help adequately depict any sort of level of frustration. You know exactly how I feel right now, and I don't need to fucking tell you, do I? Nice ball through the gap. Diogo Jota. Nice ball round the corner now. Rodrigo is fast and thankfully can't pass. Well, he's not on that occasion. That was a case of the City against Arsenal's there for Liverpool. That was a simple pass that he just absolutely fluffed. Now Trent, I don't fancy for pace. Zaniolo might have him on toast in this game. We'll try and pull it back this time. And here is Fatawu. Brilliant save. Bellini's onside, but didn't have the angle to shoot. I'll just have to lay this back. De Bruyne. Just trying to take my time here and not waste it. Camavinga. Bellini. Foden. Looking for Fatawu. Out-muscled by the defender. No equalising goal. Free kick for Liverpool. Rodrigo going to float this. No, he's not. He's going to play it short to Pedersen. He's going to get it down the line here to Frenkie. You're waiting for a turn to try and cut it back. There comes the cut back. So Cancelo in the way. And De Bruyne is going to have to try and close this down, I think. I don't know why it's brought a second man out here. I'm clearly in control of someone already there trying to deal with it. Thank you, game. You don't mind. Here's Rodrigo winding up. Oh, you spawny lucky bastards! Thankfully, Ederson's in the way. Jesus Christ. I'm up at, it's me against 12 men today. I'm playing the 11 that are lined up for the team, and I'm playing against the game itself today. I am not enjoying this. Here's Zaniolo out wide. Fatawu again, the man in the middle, but I'm going to try and slow this up and get the pass inside. Just step like that and close all gaps. Camavinga, I'm forced to go out wide and try and cut this back a different way. Camavinga, De Bruyne out at his feet. Held well by Alisson. I need a counter-attack, really. I can't take my time in possession when building because they're just sitting in a little low block. And it means that I just quite simply can't find a way through. Nod this back. I'm still furious about that first goal. Varela. Luis Diaz. He's past Joao Cancelo. Frenkie de Jong's in the box. Waiting for the cutback. You're waiting for it. Ederson. Oh, he's done me with a drop of the shoulder there. You can see the time added on here. If they score, I'll be even more annoyed. Thank you, Ederson. Fuck me. Blow your final whistle, will you? Or half-time whistle. We're in the 51st minute. They should never get the chance to take this corner. Get out. Blow your whistle, ref. Thank you. Shot at Diaz. Lovely little flick. De Jong taking his time. I can't quite get to him. With Camavinga or De Bruyne. Fabian squeezes that out nicely to Trent. Truffert trying to stick with him. Does well. Now looking to get away from him. And does well. This is the sort of move I need. This sort of breakaway. Fatawu's made the run. He's in behind. He's got 89 finishing, Fatawu. And shows it. And without me instigating, knows exactly what I wanted to do. Go get the ball. Let's get another one. That's the only way to break this Liverpool side down at the minute. Because if I dwell in possession, they just drop and sit. And I can't find a way through. We have split them apart with a helping hand of some zero-level defensive intelligence from the man that paid no attention to Fatawu's run. But at the minute, I will take all the helping hand I can get because I'm getting screwed in other ways by shitty gameplay. So, you win some, you lose some. You score some, you concede some. Corner for Liverpool. It's going to bring Bremer out again. Stop bringing Bremer out! I'm closing it down with De Bruyne for a bloody reason. Zaniolo should win this. He has. Camavinga will do the same. And Fatawu will flake that on nicely. I've got nowhere to go with Phil Foden here, so I'm going to have to wait for support. Support that is arriving here through Zaniolo. And we'll find Phil Foden again. And he should have enough pace to get away. He's not got the chance to stretch those legs because Pedersen's come across. That was a vital interception from the defender. Otherwise, Philip was gone. Nejevic through the gap. Calderon off the bench trying to do some work here. Slows up well. Fatu's got a bit of space. And there's Camavinga. He's kicked it at the defender, not to Camavinga. And guess who's annoyed at that? Me. They're in behind. Diogo Jota out-muscled. Fairly, I felt. But a foul, says the referee. They're making a change. 7 minutes to go. Pedersen off. They make a change in defence. Tomiyasu on off the bench at left back for them. Cole Palmer wins that back. He'll find Calderon. And we have pace here. And we have pace to burn with that front line. Foden finds Joao Cancelo. I will look for Foden. Hope he can hold off the attentions of the defender, which he has done well. Palmer around the corner. Joao Cancelo. Can he do it for me this time? Oh, no! You're kidding me. Konate onto the post. The potential own goal denied by the woodwork. Tackle by Lenormand. Calderon is there. Nejevic. Foden through the gap. Foden again, maybe. Konate's in the way this time. Intercepted by Calderon. Oh, nice. Fatawu through the gap. Get there, Cole. I tried to sprint and he just jogs. It's going to be 1-1 at the Etihad against Liverpool. Oh, it could have been a win, though. Boos around the ground. I think that's probably more for the refereeing than it is anything else. After the way the game has played so far in this play session, I'll take the point. Up next, it's AC Milan in the first leg of the Champions League quarter-finals. Please, can everything fall into place for me this time? AC Milan with Mike Maignan in goal. They have a really small squad. They've like 3 regens, or just youth players on the well, outside of the bench, so should I say, in the reserves. Strong starting lineup though. Leao 90, De Ketelaere 88, James Maddison in the middle at Cam is 85 rated. They are strong. Sven Botman at the back is going to be a monster as well. He's 85 rated at centre back. The only weak spot in the starting 11 really is that only 81 rated Maximilian Arnold, and potentially the full-backs as well. But their forward line is scary. Genuinely scary. And rather evidently, they are going to press here, AC Milan. And we have played against Milan, of course, in this save before. In league football, when we're at Juventus. But I can't remember off the top of my head how they played or how I did against them. So it's going to take a little bit of time to re-familiarise myself with AC Milan. But they've certainly gotten better since we last played them, that's for sure. And the press is working in intercepting some of these passes. But thankfully, they haven't yet found a way through. Win that, Fabio. Well up, son. What a header. And down the line to Nicolo Zaniolo, who will know AC Milan very well indeed, being Italian and from Serie A. And he's come and scored on home soil again. Back on Italian soil, at least. Manchester City 1, AC Milan 0 in the opening 10 minutes of the Champions League. Maybe this game can go my way today. Now played in. It's a player I would very much like to use in this save at some point. That's a good ball there to Zaniolo. Erling's on his run. I might have put too much on that. I haven't. Erling, goal! San Siro is a wonderful place to play football. It's even better if you win. 2-0 City. Erling. Golasso. Oh, I'm happier now. There's Noah Lang in behind. Screwfoot takes it off him. Both of those balls were meant for Pedri, but never mind. Here he is. Jesus, Milan. They're so easy to carve open, and I don't really know why. Pedri, Bellini, is Foden looking for Bellini again. Penref? Nothing given. But for some reason, this AC Milan side, defensively, have no shape. That's... well, almost every time I'm in possession and I'm pushing forward, it's just a free run on goal at the moment. Haaland, 3-0. What's happened to AC Milan? Are we just incredible in the Champions League? PSG, I understood why we won that so strongly, because their side was awful, other than 3 world-class players. This Milan side is genuinely impressive, but they're not doing anything. They're falling apart here. I know San Siro's getting demolished soon, but it seems like the side is already crumbling. It's Rafael Leao. First chance they've really had to perhaps try and do something offensively. Charles de Ketelaere's header is not difficult to deal with for the goalkeeper. And that is as straightforward as they come. Zaniolo to Foden, and Haaland's around that corner. I don't know what's happening to AC Milan, but wherever it is, it's not good. 4-0 City in the 40th minute. I'd say this is unprecedented, but we did this in the last round against Paris Saint-Germain. Zaniolo brings that down. Haaland is there. He's already scored a hat-trick. Now he's going to try and set someone else up. Bellini's in. Bellini off the bar. No 5th goal yet, but there is still 45 minutes to play. Well, it would mean that the second leg could be simmed, which would make our life a lot more simpler. But I have no explanation for you as to why the Arsenal game and the Liverpool games went the way they did with regards negatives against me. And I have no explanation for you as to why this one has been so polar opposite. Truffert, Zaniolo looking to spin Garcia, but can't quite do it. That's a nice interception by Noah Lang. Here comes James Maddison now. He'll be familiar with City, of course. James Maddison. Noah Lang has run into the defender. We've won it back, and we've brought it away again. And he's just on a run again. Haaland had a first-half hat-trick. He could be in for 4. Sven Botman's with me. He's just too fast. He's just too fast, but that right foot, not quite good enough on this occasion to add another to the tally. But 4-0, surely, is certainly a strong enough scoreline for us to be comfortable for the second leg. And the City fans are in great voice, as you can hear right now. They have not had as good an away day in the Champions League since the last round in the Champions League. That ball that went to Haaland was meant for Foden. We could have been in for 5, but unfortunately, it misplaced it. I'm still not having it all go my own way today in this one. Well done, Philip. It's not bad, though. Oh, Phil! Stop! You're toying with them now. Haaland turns inside. Oh, I got a bit greedy. I definitely got greedy there. Fixture list is busy at at the present moment in time. Whoa! So actually having the luxury of being able to sim the second leg in the Champions League quarter-final is very welcome, actually, given the nature of the amount of games we've got coming up. Bellini's in here, and Haaland, I think it was just off, but will play to the whistle. And turns out he was on. Erling scores 4 as City have 5. Again, away from home in the Champions League knockout stages. I think the fact that we are as clear or having as strong a Premier League season as we are certainly makes the bitter taste of those previous 2 Premier League games slightly easier to swallow, because we know we've got a cushion to fall upon. And it's exactly why we need that cushion, because you know you're going to get screwed by the game at some point, and we have been today. And thankfully, it's not costing us our league challenge. Who's going to get to that first? Ruben Dias, quite clearly. Camavinga, Bellini, Foden, runners around me. Bellini again. He too back on familiar home soil, of course. Pedri's effort blocked and out for a corner. Can we make it 6 before the end? I haven't made any substitutions of my own at all in this game because I haven't really felt the need to. Magnon with the header. We've been able to win this game at a canter. And I feel like everybody will be able to quite comfortably recover from this fixture. Bremer can't get himself another. Fran Garcia clears it that time. We're looking for that 6th, and we very nearly had it on a couple of occasions. And we still don't. Jesus. This is outrageous at the minute. Not known anything like it. Foden with the delivery. Bellini's up. And it's finally going to be cleared by Ritsu Duan. 2 minutes added on by the referee. Pedri's chest control goes straight to an AC Milan player. If they score a consolation, then I'll be actually annoyed. But they're not going to. And we could still, potentially, score that 6th. Never mind. 5-0. 4 from our number 9. 9 shots he had in total. Bloody hell. AC Milan were just woeful in that game. 16 efforts all told for us in that fixture. Although, to be fair, a number of them came from that string of corners at the end. PSV winning away from home against Leipzig as a turn up for the books in the first leg there as well. Right, Leeds United at home then is the next fixture. But that will be in the next episode. Or will it? I could try and sim that. But if we're going to sim AC Milan there, then I might as well sim Leeds. Oh, sorry, play Leeds, sim Milan, sim Burnley, and then play Man United. Then maybe we sim the home game against... Let's sim the home game against Leeds, because that's the one that we're more likely to stand a better chance of winning in, isn't it? So I'm going to go and sort my lineup out, and we'll actually have an extra game today. Leeds at home then. I have changed my side about a bit. As you saw, they were slightly tired. And whilst, yes, we have the advantage from the first leg against AC Milan, I still want to have a strong side out when we sim that second leg in the next episode because, well, you saw what happened against Paris Saint-Germain. And it didn't really factor in the nature of the quality of the sides in that game. They just made a terrible mistake, Leeds. They have. Christ knows how that just happened. I think the goalkeeper gave it straight to one of my players. We'll take a 1-0 lead in the 10th minute. And the calamitous gameplay continues. This time against the AI and in my favour. With Ederson make an inexplicable mistake in the first game. And now Baumann for them has made one for Leeds. They're in Leeds. Good save. Now is not the time to concede, please, lads, because we don't have the opportunity or time allotted to be able to find the equaliser. 4 minutes added on at the end here. Little bit nervy then at the Etihad. I think their number 9 was offside there, but play continues regardless. And there's the final whistle. Dominated the game all told, but only the 1 goal in it. That early mistake from Leeds, costly on this occasion. 3 points in the Premier League for the only time in today's episode. And, well, I think that game against AC Milan is probably only going to go one way, isn't it? Means that our lead at the top of the table, thanks to that draw at Liverpool, is now only 3 points. And goal difference is tight between ourselves and Manchester United. That Manchester derby in tomorrow's episode is quite important, wouldn't you say? How it can change. Right. Game on. Title challenge on and open, unfortunately. Join me tomorrow for that all-important Manchester derby at Old Trafford. I'll see you then.